Hello, let's get into our next chapter, education. In this chapter, we shall review the main stages and schemes in the development of Indian educational system. We shall talk into the consideration, primary, secondary, as well as the higher education, and besides research institutes in some respective areas. This will give us an idea of educational system throughout the country. The first census of independent India in 1951 revealed that extreme complexity and it is intractability of the educational issues in the country. In the first census, the literacy level was 17%. It rose as shown in the below table. Improving this percentage was a serious challenge for the government of India. Several remedial schemes were put in place to deal with it. Primary education. Primary education refers to schooling given to children in the 6 to 14 age group. In 1988, the central government started a scheme for the spread of primary education and to improve educational standards. It is known as the Operation Blackboard. The government made funds available to help improve the standards of schools and to fulfill minimum educational needs such as at least 2 proper classrooms, toilets, and one of the 2 teachers to be female, a blackboard, maps, laboratory apparatus, a small library, a playground, sports equipment, etc. This scheme helped the primary education system to gain some momentum. We have information box here. After the formation of Maharashtra state in 1960, the government took the decision to implement a common statewide curriculum for standards 1 to 7. Principal Syed Rauf of ST College, Mumbai was assigned to the task of preparing the draft of this curriculum. In 1994, the scheme was expanded and the provision was made for 1 additional classroom and for appointing 1 more teacher in schools than the enrollment more than 100 students, with priority given to girls' schools, schools with a majority of scheduled caste and tribes students, and schools in rural areas. It was also made binding upon the state government to appoint female teachers to 50% of the posts in schools. Again, in 1994, the District Primary Education Program (DPEP) was started with the objective of universitization of primary education. It was implemented to 7 states including Maharashtra. The plan envisages 100% attendance in primary schools, arresting students, dropouts, education for schools and for physically handicapped. It included programs such as research on and evolution of primary education, alternative education, creating society awareness, etc. The midday meal scheme was started in 1995 to provide proper nourishment to students. Can we achieve this? In 1991, Kerala became a fully literate state. What steps must be taken to achieve 100% literacy in Maharashtra as well? Information box here. Tarabai Modak began a work and field of education in Bondri and Kashband. She started Anganwadis for Adivasi children. She worked hard to bring in learning by doing method to start Kuranshalas, meadow schools, and to spread vocalization technical education. Anutai Wag established an institution at Kosbag for the progress of Adivasis in Tarn district. It was known as the Kosbag project. She started creches, nurseries, primary schools, adult education classes, Balsi Veka training schools, etc. for the education of Adivasis. Secondary education. After independence, Education Minister Maulana Abul Kalam Azad decided to bring about fundamental changes in the field of education. The University Education Commission was set up for this purpose. This commission recommended the appointment of separate commission for secondary education. Accordingly, in 1952 and 1953, The Mudaliar Commission was appointed. At that time, the pattern of education consisted of 11 plus 4 years for the first degree or 11 plus 1 plus 3 years. The work of Commission. The Commission studies secondary education, the nature of curriculum, medium of instruction, teaching methodology, and made certain recommendations. This commission proposed the concept of higher secondary education. However, it was found difficult to implement it all over the country. We have information box here. The Maharashtra State Board of Secondary and Higher Education was established on the 1st of January 1966 at Pune. This board conducts a school leaving examination of Standard 10 and Standard 12. The board also publishes a periodical called as Shikshan Sankraman. The Kothari Commission. In 1964, the commission was appointed under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari. Dr. J.P. Naik made valuable contribution to the work of this commission. The commission also recommended the 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern of secondary education, secondary and higher education, and university education. The system was implemented from 1972. The Commission also suggested a uniform national system of education, the inclusion of mother tongue, Hindi and English in education, as well as continuing education, adult education, co-education by corresponding and open universities to make education trickle down to the lowest rungs of the society. It also recommended increased provision in the government's budget for expenditure on education and neglected sections like scheduled caste and tribes. Maharashtra government adopted the 12 plus 2 plus 3 pattern in 1972 and conducted the first 10th standard board exams in 1975. Objectives of education according to the Kothari Commission. Modernization of education, social and national integration, nurture of social, moral, spiritual values, education and productivity, securing and strengthening of democracy. Our next topic is higher education. Education in the post-independent era. After independence, in 1948, the central government appointed the University Education Commission, whose chairman was Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Its functions included financial grants, the standard of universities, and coordination. Method of functioning. The commission accepted the 5-year plans method. It began to sanction and disburse grants to the universities on behalf of the government. The commission undertakes planning of university education, coordination of syllabi, giving primacy to national leads through education, and planning and implementation of various schemes of higher education. It has done valuable work in establishing university development councils, centers for advanced studies for postgraduate education, establishing new universities. After the advent of television in India, it initiated the countrywide classroom program, which was telecast by the Doordarshan on behalf of the commission. We have an information box here. Do you know? The art department was established in 1965 in Maharashtra to frame the policy of art education and for its implementation by institutes of art. The department undertook the responsibility of organizing the drawing grade examination at school level. National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT. This body was established in Delhi on the 1st September 1961. Its main objective is to help the central government in matters of school education in the context of comprehensive policy and in implementing educational schemes. The NCERT was given the responsibility of educational research and development, training, extension, educational programs, reconstructing of school curriculum and textbooks. It has played a central role in designing school curriculum and textbooks in the cooperation of Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE. It provides guidance and cooperation in the area of primary and secondary education to the states. It has been involved in designing workbooks and handbooks for teachers, in teachers training, in development teaching learning techniques, and conducting talent search examination at international level. SCERTs were established in all states in the lines of the NCERT. The Maharashtra State Council of Educational Research and Training was established in Pune. This institute performs various functions such as improving and the standard of primary education in service training of teachers, training in the areas of syllabi and evaluation, vocalization guidance for students after standard 10th and standard 12th exams, and other educational functions. This institute is known as the academic authority. It brings out a periodical called as Jeevan Shikshan. The information box here. The Maharashtra State Bureau of Textbook Production and Curriculum Research Bal Bharati was established in Pune on 27 Jan 1967. Bal Bharati prepares textbook for school children. Textbooks are made of 8 languages, namely Marathi, Hindi, English, Urdu, Kannada, Sindhi, Gujarati, and Telugu. Kishore, a monthly magazine for children, is also established by the Bal Bharati. National Policy of Educational 1986. According to this policy, certain changes of the fundamental nature were brought about in primary, secondary, and higher secondary educations in keeping with the changing needs of society. Under this policy, a common core curriculum was framed for all states. The expectation is that by this means all students in India will get equal educational opportunity. There is a scope in the educational curriculum for individual states to bring in flexibility in accordance with their cultural, geographical, and historical needs. The primary education curriculum 1988 was prepared on the basis of the plan of action designed at the national level of effective implementation of National Policy on Education 1986. Information box here. Do you know? The competency based on primary education curriculum 1995. Even as the primary education curriculum 1988 was being implemented, a committee was formed at the national level by Dr. R.H. Dev as its chairman to determine minimum levels of learning. The Dev Committee developed charts of minimum levels of learning in language, mathematics, and environmental studies up to standard 5. The charts showed up the sequence of learning of competencies meant for each class. Use of satellite. In 1975, India met with a success in its attempts to use satellites for the purpose of education. Eknath Chitnis, a scientist with ISRO, played an important role in it. SITE, Satellite Instrumentational Television experiment, was undertaken for educational purpose under the leadership of Space Application Center at Ahmedabad. The concept of satellite education came out of this experiment. America had helped India in this program. The program helped to make provisions for good standards of education in rural areas. Indira Gandhi National Open University IGNOU. This open university was established with the objective that the stream of education should make its way into every average household in the country. The Connected Nations had declared 1970 as the International Education Year. In the same year, a seminar was organized in New Delhi on the subject of Open University by the Government of Indian Departments of Education and Social Welfare, Information and Broadcasting, University Grants Commission, along with UNESCO. The idea of establishing a open university involved in this seminar. In 1974, the government appointed a committee under the chairmanship of Piri Sarathi, and Open University took shape in 20 September 1985 in accordance with its recommendations and suggestions. It is named after Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Those who are unable to get into the college education in a formal way are given concessions in eligibility criteria, age, and other conditions for admissions to the university. In 1990, the IGNOU started an audio-visual distance education program through Akshay Vani and Doordarshan. It conducted more than 1,000 curriculum of various branches. It provides facility for education through 58 training centers in the country and 41 centers in foreign countries. Research institutes and science. In the post-independence period in 1950, the Council of Research and Industrial Research, Scientific and Industrial Research, as CSIR, established with the objective to promote scientific research in the country and to take the benefits on research to all the people. Research began in fields like physics, chemistry, pharmaceuticals, food processing, and mining. In order the industry benefits from this research, contracts were signed with the industrial institutions. They helped to reduce our imports and save foreign currency. This institute also motivated fundamental research. The laboratories of council also played an important role in bringing back the country's students who had gone abroad for higher studies. The achievements of this CSIR include making the ink used of marking voters' fingers during elections, medicines for malaria, elephantiasis and tuberculosis, water purification technology, reduction in time required for bamboo production. It is also used for DNA fingerprinting for the first time in India. Conducted a genetic study of the Adivasis on the Andamans and proved that those tribes are 60,000 years old and developed the early warning system. It has also played an important role in the use of neem as a pesticide, use of turmeric as a healing wounds, and in the case of the patents for variety of rice. The CSIR has prepared a digital encyclopedia of Indian traditional knowledge and made it available in 8 international languages. Mathematics. The National Institute of Research in Mathematics and Physical Sciences in Tamil Nadu was established in 1962. It encouraged the highest level of research in mathematics. Computers. In 1969, we made the first indigenous computer named the ISIJU computer, as this was achieved by the Indian Statistical Institute and Jadavpur Institute working together. In 1974, Tata Consultancy Services TCS obtained an American contract in the area of software production, and that was beginning of the software industry in India. Computers also helped to step up the speed of scientific research. In 1987, America refused to allow India to get a supercomputer. The Rajiv Gandhi government decided to develop a supercomputer indigenously. In 1988, the central government established the Center of Development for Advanced Computers (CDSC) in Pune, and in 1991, the center, under leadership of Dr. Vijay Bhaskar, developed the Param 8000 supercomputer. Baba Atomic Research Center (BARC). This institute has conducted valuable research in the fields of nuclear physics, solid state physics, spectroscopy, chemical and life sciences. It also started a school to train scientists for setting up nuclear reactors. The next topic is engineering. Indian Institute of Technology (IIT). India's first IIT was set up in Kharagpur in West Bengal in 1951. The objective of this institute was the highest and advanced education of all branches of engineering should be available in India and meet the country's needs. The engineering colleges at Powai, Chennai, Kanpur, New Delhi were converted into IITs. The Soviet Union, America, Germany, and the UNESCO all extended help to set up these institutions. The IITs in India were given the status of deemed universities, and BTech and MTech courses were started there. Admissions through entrance exams, nominal fees, and reservations for students for special features of the NIT institutions. In the decade from 1970 to 1980, a large number of IIT students began to leave for foreign countries, causing the brain drain crisis. However, this institution changed after 1990. The IITs were also established at Guwahati, Assam in 1994 and Roorkee in 2001. India's Institutes of Management. As high quality engineers were graduated from IITs, the central and Gujarat government started the India Institute of Management to mold skilled managers. Harvard Business School in America helped to set up IIM Ahmedabad. Other IIMs have been set up in Kolkata, Bangalore, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, and Shillong. Information box here. Systematic training in any aspect of filmmaking is given in the Film and Television Institute of India. Facilities were made available for imparting scientific training at this institute in all aspects of filmmaking, such as direction, editing, and acting. This institute inherited the legacy of the Prabhat Film Company of Pune and became famous all over the world. And next topic is National Institute of Design. This institute was established in Ahmedabad in 1961 for the purpose of imparting training of industrial design. Courses in basic design, graphic design, product design, and visual communication were started in 1963 to 64. The work done in this institute includes designing of transistor radios and the calculator and the logos of Indian Airlines and State Bank of India. Research Institutes Medicine. In the post-independence period in 1949, the India Council of Medical Research (ICMR) was established for conducting research in medical field. It was given the responsibility of cooperating with universities, medical colleges, government and non-government research institutes and giving them guidance and financial support for research activities. 26 centers were started in different parts of the country for research on various diseases. Their research has made it possible to control tuberculosis and leprosy. All India Institute of Medical Sciences (AIIMS) was established to give a further impetus to the advanced education and research in medicine. It was given the responsibility of undergraduate and postgraduate courses in medical medicine, colleges for undergraduate and postgraduate education in most branches of medicine. Good research facilities and well-equipped hospitals are the significant features of this institute. The institute also provides medical treatment to common people at nominal rates. It has established special college for training in nursing and super specialty centers for treating the disorders of heart, brain, and eyes. For further development of medical field, the Medical Council of India was reconstructed in 1958 and was entrusted with the task of determining criteria for quality and of medical education, its supervision and inspection. These institutes have the responsibility of conducting research on various diseases, developing tests and standardization of medicines. We have information box here. In 1969, the Central Council of Research in Indian Medicine and Homeopathy was established to conduct research and bring about development in Ayurvedic, naturopathy, Unani, and homeopathy systems of medicines. In 1979, the institute was dissolved and replaced by three others, namely the Central Council of Research in Unani Medicine, Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, Central Councils of Research in Yoga and Natural Cure, in accordance with their respective clinical methodologies. Cancer research. The Advanced Center of Treatment for Treatment and Research of Education in Cancer is a branch of Tata Memorial Centre. It functions as a national center for treatment, research, and education in relation to cancer. research institutes for agriculture. In India, research in agriculture had begun as early as 1905. The Indian Agricultural Research Institute was given the status of a university in 1958, and the work began in departments such as development of agriculture sector, research, well-equipped laboratories, social science, agriculture science, economic botany, and other departments. Research also began on wheat, pulses, soil seeds, vegetables, and many other problems. Its most significant achievement is the fundamental research it has conducted on the methods of taking multiple crops in a year, which has been a great benefit to farmers. This institute maintains a library at its head office in Delhi, which is the biggest agriculture related library in the country. In the next chapter, we shall study laws related to women's contribution and role of government with respect to other weaker sections of the society. That's the end of the chapter. We have an exercise over here. Do the exercise. We have one task here. Organize a science exhibition in your school. Include some activities in it to raise awareness about water purification. That's the end of the chapter. I hope you guys understood it, and thank you.